God, watching content cop slaughter its prey sure is glorious. It's brilliant, really. iDubbbz has condensed it down into a fine art. But Ricegum was wanting this. Ricegum felt like he was untouchable. And so far, he's taking it in stride. He's supposedly gonna cook up something juicy to come back at iDubbbz with. And he's got all of us just waiting, all too eagerly. But let's stop for a moment and think. What can he really bring to the table? Because now, it seems to me, despite Ricegum's higher sub count, that the majority of the public already seems to side with iDubbbz here, and that Ricegum is just absolutely fucked. I honestly think Ricegum will come out of this okay. I don't think the core of his fanbase are going to really care one way or another, but I've also been seeing some comments and some tweets that Ricegum's going to come back hard and that the channels are going to end up killing each other. And iDubbbz will also feel the heat of this as well. But I can't see that happening. I can't see any angle that Ricegum can come at this and come out on top. Especially considering the kind of topics iDubbbz covered in his videos. And to be honest, the best response he probably could have had was none at all. Let it all eventually blow over. Who knows if that would work in this day and age with as far as iDubbbz has come, but I feel the odds are better than trying to make a comeback, because that's the little trap card of iDubbbz right there. His content cop does some damage, sure, but it's the comeback that really makes you out to be the predictable pussy bitch. See, iDubbbz has put Ricegum on the defensive. And now that Ricegum has already declared he's going to respond, he's stuck with three choices. Defend, ignore an attack, or accept. Now, if he's going to defend himself, there's really only two ways he can do it, and neither ends well for him. He has to either A, somehow try to justify all of the legitimately terrible things he's done. The shitty rape comments, lying about the sweepstakes, lying to several women and recording them without their consent, playing their footage without their consent and making a big joke about it, hiding the fact that he had a ghostwriter and probably might still do, and least of all, getting a hyperboner off his cash dollar. And somehow, if he tries to justify all of that, all it does is solidify that he's a shitty person. Or B, they can try to find some way to explain how he's turned around and use examples of good deeds to make himself come off as a better person. In which case he really just proves the whole Asian Jake Paul comparison, and Jack's Films already got us covered there.
Good people don't brag about how good they are.
Okay, but whether he decides to defend himself or not, it's not going to come very far unless he can hit iDubbbz with something back. He could ignore iDubbbz's attacks entirely and focus wholly on offense, but to be honest, that would still be interpreted as a pussy bitch move, because it just means that he clearly couldn't come up with any actual counter to his arguments. And they would probably come off even weaker than if he came up with a half-baked defense, because his counterattack is all but guaranteed to be weak. See, it might come as a surprise to many, but iDubbbz isn't exactly narcissistic. He isn't swelling with ego and pride for people to wound. Beyond all the people he's criticized on the channel, his harshest criticisms are directed towards himself.
Wow, you're a very uncomfortable person, and you're not very funny. What a pathetic joke. You would have just destroyed me!
And he's a lot funnier about it than Leafy or Rice or really anyone else could ever be, because naturally, no one knows him and his flaws better than himself. And his fans are used to this. They're familiar with this. Anything that can be dug up on him, no one cares about.
What do I think about it? You know what? I don't give a shit what people think, quite frankly.
Even if you found something super heinous on him, I'm not even sure it'd be that big of a deal. We've already seen that YouTubers can duck out of massive controversies largely unscathed if they're funny enough with a loyal enough fan base. Rice would have to find something truly despicable, like decisive evidence that he rapes little children, or at least asking one if it felt good. Wait, we kind of do have that already, don't we? Okay, so to be honest, perhaps the best thing he can do is own up to it. Accept the points that iDubbbz have made, where he's been a pretty shitty person, and decide to own up to it, and improve his channel in the future. It's really the best thing Leafy could have done. I mean, if he was genuine about it, hell, he'd even catch my interest. You know? Yeah. Maybe he can come off okay if he just takes the L and move on. Oh, god damn it! Well, fuck, man. I mean, I guess it was probably already ruined when you were talking all big like you were untouchable before. Guess you should be careful what you wish for. Made your bed, Rice. The cards are in your hands, and I am positively jubilated to see what ones you play. Good luck! As for the rest of y'all, I mean, you can subscribe if you're cool, I guess, but to be honest, I couldn't really recommend it. I can't say I'm making more content like this in the future. Still haven't figured out the hell I want to do yet. Throwing darts at a board, really. Played a lot of video games, though, if you aren't already sick of that, so that's cool, I guess. I'm gonna go disappear for another indeterminate amount of months now, so peace.